What is going on, my Tacticians, and welcome to another episode of Tactician's Monday Matches. So, let's get this started. So, this team, I'm just gonna tell you right now, it was a mostly girls team versus a mostly boys team, and the shenanigans that took place this last Sunday Night Brawl were just insane. But in any case, I'm going to start this battle off with Destiny and Aelita, and Mario's going to lead with Pyroar and Wheezing. So, Pyroar is going to do some unnerves into Destiny, going to prevent her from using the berry. But in any case, Pyroar's going to start off with a Hidden Power into Aelita, so he gets some decent damage off. I'm guessing Hidden Power Electric, Hidden Power Grass, one of those two. And Destiny goes for a Tailwind setup. Is it just me, or does every Pokemon I'm opposing has a hidden power against me? But in any case, I go for the Attract into the Pyroar because, you know, it was an all-boys team. I had to make use of this move. I just wanted to make use of this. So, Wheezing tries to go for a Toxic Spikes into my team, and unfortunately, Destiny is not going to have any of those shenanigans. So, Destiny is going to bounce those Toxic Spikes back into Mario, so all those fun shenanigans are going on. So now I'm going to go into an Air Slash and go into the Pyroar. Gonna try to flinch him, prevent it from moving this turn. So now I'm going into an Attract into the Wheezing. So now Wheezing is in love with Aelita. Pyroar is flinched, he couldn't break through the flinches. And Wheezing is in love with Aelita. Unfortunately, he is immobilized by that love. So he doesn't get to move yet either this turn. So all fun and games for the rest of you. So now moving on to the next turn, I go into an Air Slash into the Wheezing, trying to do the same thing, either, flinch or confuse him with love, prevent him from moving this turn. I go into a Scald into the Pyroar. Pyroar goes down to the Scald. Woohoo! Victory to the Reshiram. Unfortunately, Wheezing is in love. He breaks through the flinch, he breaks through the love, gets a Sludge Bomb off onto Aelita. Mario now knows that the biggest threat to his team is not the rest of my team, but my Milotic, my Aelita with Cute Charm and Attract. Oh my goodness, this is just pure salt now. So now Mario is poisoned, and now I'm going into a Psychic into the Wheezing because I don't want to deal with the Wheezing any longer. I don't want to take the risk of it poisoning me or doing any other shenanigans. So Wheezing goes down, Aelita goes for the Attract into the Persian. Persian is now attracted as well to Aelita. My Milotic just sure knows how to attract all the Pokemon and all the boys in the yard. So Persian is going to go for a switcheroo. He actually has, can you get this? He has the Toxic Orb. He uses my Trick Toxic Orb set from Alvina. But, you know what, I'm not too salty about that. In any case, Persian is now poisoned. He's got the poison going on. I'm now poisoned, but he stole my leftovers, so all them shenanigans going on, but at least he's in love with that lady, so that's good thing. So that's good news bear for me, or good news guy for me. So now Pelipper is on the field, and he's gonna set up the rain. So I believe this turn I go for an Air Slash. And in case no, Persian is in love with Aelita, and unfortunately Persian is immobilized by that love. Destiny goes for a Tailwind setup, and I see another boy on the opposing side of the field, so Aelita goes for the Attract again. I just really want the salt to flow in this battle. I could just feel Mario's salt levels rising. At least I hope they were rising, as Persian is immobilized by love. And I believe Pelipper was also immobilized by love. So both of my opponent's Pokemon are immobilized by love, unable to move because they're so fascinated with Aelita. So, in any case, Persian is now hurt by the poison. He's taking poison damage. I'm going to go into an Air Slash into the Pelipper, trying to see if I can cause them flinches. And Aelita is going to go for the Scald into the Persian, make use of the rain damage boosting my water attack. So down goes Persian, and now it's up to Pelipper. Can the Pelipper move? He breaks through the flinches, he breaks through the love, he gets the Hurricane off. Fortunately, Aelita is still tough enough to survive for one more turn. So now it's down to his next Pokemon, Michaela. So I'm thinking, alright, I'm not going to survive any longer with Aelita. She's going down to the Toxic Orb damage this turn. So I'm going to go into an Air Slash, hope for the best, see what damage I can pull off. Ludicolo gets hit for super effective damage, gets the flinch. I go for a Dragon Pulse into the Pelipper. I tongue twisted there. Pelipper is still in love with Aelita, and he is immobilized by that love, unable to move. Ludicolo takes poison damage, and finally, after all the love being passed around, Aelita finally goes down. My Milotic with Attract and Cute Charm goes down. Poor Aelita. But in any case, I'm going to send out JP now. JP gave me Destiny, actually, and he gave me the Ampharos named JP. So I'm like, what would be better than to have JP with his amazing hair fighting alongside Destiny? So now we have Destiny going to go for another air slash into the Ludicolo. I Mega Evolve JP, in case you're all wondering, because his hair is amazing. So JP, now it's up to JP. Can he knock out the Pelipper? And the answer is yes, he can. JP knocks out the Pelipper. It is now 5 Pokemon to 1. My Tailwind is gone, but you know what? I don't care. And now out comes the Gyarados. So Gyarados is going to intimidate me. Unfortunately, most of my Pokemon are special attackers, so they aren't impressed by the Intimidate. And I'm going to set up a Tailwind because I don't know if I can actually knock it out. I'm thinking maybe I can knock it out, but I feel like, setting up a Tailwind just in case. And Mario goes for the Z ground move. So I'm like, oh, this is not good. This is going to hurt. This is definitely going to hurt. So Tectonic Rage coming in, and there's only one viable target, JP. It's a super effective hit. It's coming from a Gyarados. It's onto my Mega Ampharos, but you know what? JP lives. Thank you for the bold natured max defense EVs. I survived that. I return with a Thunderbolt, and down goes Gyarados. Woohoo! Down goes Mario. My goodness, he's actually beaten me so many times. I just can't. I just was so happy to be able to defeat him. So you're thinking to yourself, how can I possibly trump that last battle? Well, I'm going to show you how with 6 Furfros, people. 6 Furfros against a bunch of, really powerful Pokemon. So it's now for Michaela's turn to show off. So Michaela got to show off her team in this. She got to fight the Furfro team. So the Furfro team is now back, people. Where they've taken a hiatus from a while, but they're back once again to show off. So what can the Furfros do? Well, first of all, Evelyn is going to go for a U-turn into the Tropius because, Tropius. So Evelyn goes down, or Evelyn pulls back, and now out comes Beryl. Beryl the Furfro. Alright, and now Clara goes for a Cotton Guard because I'm suspecting physical attackers. And you know what? They're mostly physical attackers. And out comes the Hammer Arm, bringing the hammer down. Clara endures that pretty well. And Metagross is going to, do some speed for that. And Tropius is going to go for a Rage Relief. Going to hit both my Pokemon, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage because, Furfros and Furcoats. So now I'm like, alright, time for the Z workup. So I get this question, why do I use Z workup with the Furfros? Well, if you do Z workup, you gain an additional attack stat boost. So on top of the attack and special attack increase, you get a +1 special attack, special or regular attack. Then you get a +1 attack on top of that with the Z move. So that's +2 physical attack for my Furfros. And I'm going to set up yet another Cotton Guard with my other Furfro, as the car goes going by. And my opponent, Michaela, goes for a Dragon Dance with the Tropius. This is actually one of my, Tropiuses that I gave away a while back. So, Metagross is going to go for a Brick Break, try to beat me down a bit. I'm going to go for another workup into my Furfro, see what damage I can pull off. And Clara's going to get stronger and stronger. Beryl is going to go for a return into the Tropius, because Tropius, and reveals the berry. So the Tropius has the berry on the field, so got some help with the Citrus Berry. And Tropius is going to go for a Leaf Blade into Beryl. Unfortunately, Cotton Guard plus Fur Coat makes me really hard to knock out with physical attacks. And Metagross is going to go for another Brick Break into my Furfro. So Clara is going to go for a Sucker Punch into the Metagross, see what damage we can knock out. And that's when it reveals its Rocky helmet. I'm like, no! Oh no, my poor Furfrou. Clara gets him hurt. Beryl does a return into the Tropius. Tropius goes down. And now, Metagross goes for a Zen headbutt into Clara. She barely hangs on, but not enough for Clara. So I'm thinking, alright, what can we do now? What can we do? So Tapu Koko is gonna come out on his field, set up the electric turn or terrain, and I'm like, alright, I'm gonna feint this turn, time to go for an all-out sucker punch, see what damage I can cause. And what do you know? Out comes the Z move. It is it's the Guardian of Alola. This Z move, you rarely see this Z move, so I'm gonna show the Z move off because it's rare to see this. But Tapu Koko is gonna go into its Guardian of Alola form with its Z move, its signature Z move of all the Tapu Pokemon, and it's gonna drop the hammer down onto Beryl. Bam! All the cotton guards in the world won't save me from that. And unfortunately, I take a lot of damage, but I go into a snarl. So Beryl goes into a snarl. I'm gonna drop the Tapu Koko special attack down, and the Metagross goes down as well. So that's a pretty good turn for me, all things considered. And now we got Pyukumuku. So I'm like, alright, there's no way she's gonna keep this Pyukumuku on the field forever. So I'm gonna go for another sucker punch into Tapu Koko. Michaela finally uses her power and brings down Clara at 12 HP. Down goes Clara on my Furfrou. I'm gonna go into a return into the Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko gets hit as well, and down goes Tapu Koko. So now we've got to deal with Pyukumuku, and well, it tries to go for Toxic, but it fails. So I'm like, alright, what can we do here? What can I do? Well, there's only one thing to do. That is send in Amanda, my Furfrou. In fact, she's my Choice Banded Furfrou, and you're about to see why I throw a Choice Band on top of her. Not just because it looks good, but oh my goodness, it's a shiny Reshiram. Michaela bringing out the Zekrom Reshiram combo. I loves it. Unfortunately, there can only be one Reshiram in this battlefield, so I go for a Retaliate into the Zekrom. So Zekrom gets hit, and I'm like, alright, there's only one other way to respond to this, and it's a Choice Banded Retaliate. And that's where I learned I don't need to double down into a Zekrom or a Reshiram to deal, massive Retaliate damage. So I'm thinking, all right, what can I do here? So I'm gonna pull out Amanda and preserve her again for later on. I'm gonna send in Leia instead, and Reshiram is gonna go for a Dragon Pulse into me, and that's probably gonna knock out Beryl. Yes, it does. Beryl has done all he can. He did his absolute darndest, but all legends come to an end. So that's the end of Beryl the Legend. So now Leia gets Toxic from the Pyukumuku, so I'm not looking too good for me, or not looking too good for Leia. But we're still up 4 Furfrous to her 3 Pokemon, so all things considered, it's good. So now out comes Amanda. So I'm thinking, alright, what can I do now? So I go for a Choice Specs Hyper Voice. That's going to do some massive damage to the Pyukumuku. It's going to do some fair damage to the Reshiram. Reshiram endures that pretty well. It goes for a Flame Charge, trying to increase its speed. Unfortunately, Amanda goes for one more time, Choice Banded Retaliate to bring down the Reshiram. So, oh my goodness, these Furfrous are just destroying Michaela. So, Michaela goes for another Toxic. Why do you gotta be so toxic, Michaela? I know they're just Furfrous, but you can't be so toxic against them. So, Pyukumuku now reveals its item. It's got the leftovers, so it's pretty sustainable. It can, take a while to KO. So Leia is poisoned. Amanda is also poisoned. So both of my Pokemon are poisoned, and the electricity field vanishes. And I'm like, that's not good. So it's down to Amanda's last Pokemon. It's only the Pyukumuku, so there's very little Pyukumuku can do besides a weight defeat. I'm gonna go for one more Hyper Voice, deal more damage. I barely missed the KO onto the Pyukumuku, and Pyukumuku is gonna recover this turn. So it's gonna get a lot of its health back, and it's gonna get some leftovers health back. So all things considered, it was a fun battle. It was really interesting as well. I was not expecting some of the moves she pulled off. but I'm just so proud of all my tacticians. They're learning so well from me. And I'm gonna go for one more echoed voice into the Pyukumugu. That's more than enough damage for the hyper voice to finish off the Pyukumugu at long last. It reveals its innards out. Leia gets hurt, doesn't get KO'd, and the Pyukumugu goes down at long last. So, whoo! That was a close battle, my tacticians. And I hope you all enjoyed Tactician's Monday matches. There were some matches I threw big time. I'm serious. I threw a lot of battles that I could have easily won. There was just so much fun last night. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's battles. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye!
You've reached the point where you can't go on. Just come to me, you'll be safe from harm. If you trust in me, then I'll trust in you. There's nothing more that I need to do. If you put your hands in front of mine, we'll be shining.